Welcome to the guided tour of guided tours. In this lesson you will be introduced to the Second Life interface and shown what the guided tour archetype is and how it can work for you. Second Life is a 3D virtual world in which your students can become immersed in a learning environment that can be designed for specific learning outcomes. This Machinima will speak about one of the surrounds or learning archetypes that would be suitable for students to learn concepts. After viewing this Machinima, you should be able to design a highly interactive guided tour and be able to decide which type of guided tour, self-guided or leader-guided, would work best for your learning objectives. A brief introduction to note cards and landmarks will be delivered in this instruction. Additionally, you will be able to see examples of guided tours that you can adapt to your learning environment. According to Robert Gagne, there are two types of concept learning, concrete and defined. Concrete are defined by their physical traits and defined or determined by their formal definition, referred to as rules. Concepts allow learners to break down the environment into smaller pieces, which then can be applied to new situations. One of the best ways to teach concept learning is through multiple instances of examples and non-examples. Evaluation of this knowledge can be done by asking the learner to construct their own examples for evaluation. Guided tours allow the learner to explore the examples you provide in the learning environment and see things that don't fit into the environment, allowing the learner to explore the concept in situ. Learning archetypes are ways to help explain instructional design in 3D worlds and are based loosely around Bloom's taxonomy of learning instructions. Today we will talk about guided tours. Why use guided tours? It engages the learners in a real context. The student can move through an environment they may not otherwise have access to, such as a tsunami, allows the learner to interact with concept-level learning about something, and self-guided tours may be repeated as often as necessary by the learner, simply by returning to the SL environment. This example of a guide map shown in the Dresden Gallery can help orient the learner to his situation in the environment, as well as a possibility for using it as a guide to the learning and where the learner is within that learning environment.
Hello, my name is Lynn, and I'm going to give you an example on how to take a self-guided tour. We are in front of the Dresden Gallery. The red carpet provides the learner direction on how to get into the gallery. There are signposts like these along the way. These signs help guide the learner through the environment you wish to explore. Over on the left-hand side, you will see the registry for the guest book. It will open up a note card and allow you to register for the gallery. Here is an example. As we discussed previously, this is another example of a map visual that will help the learner orient themselves through the environment. You will see plenty of these maps when you take a tour. Over on the right, you will see an audio clip. You can click on the audio clip to get headphones for an example of an audio guide. Audio guides are very useful for obtaining information on the tour. A great idea is to go out there and try the Dresden Gallery's tour. If you'd like to do this, go to the SL URL on the screen. Thank you for coming along my self-guided tour, and have a great day. Hello, my name is Lynn, and welcome to our lesson on guided tours. When you give a lesson on guided tours, you should have your audience gather in a central location and start from there. As you can see, I have my audience in the chairs, and I am at the podium speaking to you. Now, let's walk over to the door, and I will show you the checkpoints. Come on and follow me. Check marks can be placed in the guided tour so that you can make sure students cover all the areas of the tour. Students will click on the checkpoints to get credit for that area. Checkpoints should be relevant to your tour. Now, let's walk over to the auditorium region. Okay, here you can see there is another checkpoint. You can also guide your students around to show them the environment. Next, we're going to fly up to the conference center. In our conference center is where we have our meetings, and we have chairs for everyone to sit. You can also see a projector screen that can play a video or a PowerPoint presentation. You can guide your students around and show them all the amenities. Okay, let's take a walk out to the veranda area. You can also walk around this area to guide your students. Note cards are another way to give your students information. Note cards can be used to define and describe objects. Your students can retrieve note cards from objects to get this information. In this video, you can see a sample of a note card. Let's fly over to the sandbox area, and I will show you how to landmark. Come follow me.
Landmarks are very similar to the way that we use bookmarking in the World Wide Web. Students can use a landmark to come back to a point where they left off in the self-guided tour, or to come back at their leisure and start the self-guided tour over again. You simply click on the World button in the File menu, hit Landmark, and it will save into your My Landmark spot. There are a few potential problems with guided tour. First, preparation time can be extensive for instructors. Second, if a student gets lost, it can become distracting. Third, the tour cannot be recorded for future reference. As with the guided tours, the self-guided tours also have potential problems. Some students may choose not to take the tour. It removes the ability to have live questions answered, and there is no one to help the student if they get lost. However, for concept learning, the benefits definitely outweigh the potential problems in a guided tour. It is an excellent method to engage students in a unique way. It allows students to view places in a way you could never do it in First Life. For example, in Second Life, you can tour the inside of a human heart. The proper use of note cards and landmarks and guide maps allows the instructor to add a deeper sense of control to the situation by guiding the learner through the learning. Even if the instructor is not present, it helps to ensure the instructional goals are being met. Though this approach does present some unique challenges, they are very easily overcome. Finally, and most importantly, guided tours are fun. We highly recommend you give one a try. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation on guided tours.